Lately, I've been making beats in the morning, in the first half of the day. I've been enjoying it a lot more. I don't know, sometimes at night, I'm just not in that zone, which is weird for me because I've always been in that zone at night for making music. But I don't know, lately, I just feel way more inspired in the morning. Like, I put on my favorite album at the time, or just something I remember that I want to listen to in the morning, and then I kind of just run with that inspiration. So actually this morning I was listening to a guy named Ivan Av. I think he's a Norwegian rapper, I think. He's been around for a long time, but I remember finding him back on SoundCloud. Yeah, Norwegian. Well, he raps in English. His music is amazing. So I think it was The Circle I heard way back in the day. I think that was obviously his biggest song. And then when I dove into Every Eye, this album is amazing. And everything he's put out since is great. That's what I started my morning with. That's kind of the vibe we're on. He's got like a real jazz, hip-hop kind of style. And even his rapping is like it's more spoken word and singy. But yeah, super inspiring. Yeah, this beat that you're hearing right now, there's a guy on Instagram named Going Somewhere. That's his producer tag. Him and this other dude, let me see, what's his name? I've been following Going Somewhere, but I didn't know the other guy until recently. John Bennett is his name. There we go. Yeah, so this John Bennett and Going Somewhere, they're doing a little beat competition with their drum pack that they just came out with. So I bought that 4 days ago. And you have to submit, you gotta submit 2 beats with videos and put them on your Instagram and then tag them in it, DM them. So this is my first submission. It's a nice drum pack. This part's crazy right here. This little effect I put. Yeah, so that's my first submission. You got to do 2 of those. So the beat you were hearing when I started the stream is the second submission I did. And I still have to make a video to that and put it on my Instagram. But I've been having fun with this. Like, I've never really done any kind of beat competition or challenge. I always just felt like I didn't want rules, or I didn't want to be put in a box with that kind of situation. But I'm at a point where creatively, like, I'm looking for anything I can get to, like, just be creative in a different way. Because sometimes just sitting down every day to make a beat, like, it just doesn't it just doesn't work. Like, even on these streams, I think I've streamed 4 times now, and 3 out of 4 of the streams I've done, like, I hated the beat I came up with, or like I just felt like this isn't going anywhere at all. Like, this sucks. Why am I even recording myself making beats? But the last stream we did, I actually thought was pretty sick. Like, I enjoyed that beat. I had fun making it, and it was just that session alone that was like, all right, let me keep streaming, because I just got to be real about it. Like, it's just not. I don't know how people could like sit down every day and make something dope. Like, no matter how talented you are or skilled you are with the tools you have. A lot of times we're just working out of like feel, like just however I feel when I sit down. I don't sit down and make a beat with ideas most of the time. I might hear some chords or a drum loop, drum groove, but like that's really it. After that, it's like wherever the beat takes me. But we have love for what we do. I love what I do, making music. I mean, it gives me purpose in life. Makes me feel good. Makes me feel like I'm creating something. Makes me feel like I'm finishing something, which is big for me. Just feeling like I'm finishing a final product that I created is it's a unique feeling. I'm trying to simplify my production lately, because when I started making beats, I was dead set on being an artist myself. Like writing my own lyrics, recording my own performances over my beats. And I still have a little of that in me. If you're watching, like, it's coming. I'm making music of my own. I'm working with people too. But I'm making music again. I feel like a more mature version of myself that I'm pretty excited about what I've been coming up with. It's not a lot, but it's a start. I'm glad to be back in. But anyway, when I was making music at that time as like thinking like an artist, my beats were so much more simple. It was really just like a good drum loop, a good bass line, and maybe 1, sometimes 2 melodic loops on top of that, like just to carry the beat, to get a good feel. Now, since I've moved more away from being an artist and more like of a producer, I have a tendency to overproduce my beats. And it's not really a good or bad thing. It's just like, how far can you take an idea? And so what happens is, like, you start having so many layers, and it gets to the point where the beat or the instrumental is just obviously too crowded for an artist. But it's not always like intuitive to know when that point is. And so, like, I just kind of been listening to some of my favorite hip hop artists lately, in a different way, like just paying attention to the instrumentals that they're on, and I mean, it's really true that like simple is the best. Like, the simplest stuff does the best, or sounds the best. Not even does the best, but just sounds the best, and it gives the artist like the most amount of room to work with it. And so I think I want to capture that in today's beat, whatever we make. I want to try and capture that simplicity. I did this last night on my MacBook Pro. Just in my living room, I made a beat, and I was like, I'm gonna go simple. Like, I don't need to overthink it. Even if it's like 1 sampled loop, I don't care. If it sounds dope, it sounds dope. There's just something about overproducing that makes you feel more like you put time and effort into a song, that, like, you know, it's really yours, and like it's not something you just threw together on Splice. And that's no shame to Splice, but it's just different when it'd be the difference. The way I kind of view Splice is, if you were going to write your own book, versus if you're going to outsource to an author who would write like an autobiography about yourself. Like, they're both awesome. Like, you have a final product that like you feel like is yours, but it's just a different feeling when you put in the time, effort, and thought into making writing your own instrumental from scratch. But I always use Splice. Like, I sprinkle things in from Splice. I sample from Splice because it's royalty free. Ooh, that's got like some cool fading reverse delay or something.